farmers, welcome back to Goldcrest Valley. Just finished up putting the grass into lesser rows by using a windrower, so it's going to make my work a little bit quicker. I also got the Massey Ferguson on down here as well. So for the grass swaths, I decided to go ahead and we're going to lease ourselves a forage wagon, and we're going to put all this loose grass into the silo bunker down here by the cow barn. For a couple reasons. One, if I decide to go cows later on this year, we got silage. And two, the BGA only takes loose silage. So by putting it to the bunker, we can compact it, ferment it, do all the wonderful things, then deliver it up there. We probably will lease a belt system, and then if we don't have a trailer, by then we'll lease a trailer as well and deliver it that way. So we need to go into the store, and I was looking at forage wagons. We're going to go with a Stroutman, or Stroutman, however you want to pronounce it. And the reason being is we can put a silage additive tank on here, and that's going to give us a 5% better yield on the grass that we got down the ground. So it's just shy of $2,500 to lease. And what we need to do next is we need to buy some silage additive. Is that on pallets? Silage additive. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and buy that. And while we're here as well, we're going to be taking care of some weeds today also. And I was looking at the sprayers to see which ones we need. And basically, I got two options. It's either the Kubota or the Power Spray John Deere. This is the lesser of two evils money-wise. So we got to add the weed spot spraying. And then we're going to go ahead and lease that for about $3,500, give or take. And there we go. There's our leased items for, I think, this episode. So by weed spraying, one will get rid of the weeds in our field. And doing the weed spot spraying, well, that's going to do our environmental score just a little bit better. We are at 59 for a score currently. See, I need to get close up to the silage additive. Hopefully it fills up on either side. I probably don't need a whole lot of it, so I'm just going to put half a container in here, because I don't think I can unload the silage additive. I think it's once it's in there, it's in there. But whatever stays in there, it's whatever. Not that big of a deal. It's not that expensive. I didn't even see how much this holds, but we're not going far. The grass field is right here, and so is our silo bunker. So not much to travel. Then we'll just have to compact it later on. Yeah, so we got to spray for weeds in all of our fields, even though all of our fields don't have weeds into them. We just got to let the environmental group know, I guess, that we took care of weeds the correct way. And then, of course, we'll have to fertilize our grass field. Doesn't have to be today, as long as we spread fertilizer on it before we harvest again. So by the time, we get around to the silage part of selling it or giving it to the cows, if we do sell it, we might actually own the BGA by then. I'm trying to figure out, what do I want to do with the rest of the money? One, I do want to hold on to it until the end of the farming season. I just don't want to go buy the BGA because I got the money to do so. I would like to keep in case, the other stuff comes up for sale, like a trailer, a spray weeder, a mower. That kind of stuff may come up for sale, so I want to make sure I got the cash for that. But by the end of the year, we possibly could buy the BGA. And we'll get some methane, and of course we'll get some digestate out of that. And then in the future, maybe we'll buy the power plant, and then we can bring all that stuff over and make some electricity. This is one big silo bunker. It's going to be easy to compact as well. Of course, every time I go in there to dump off this other grass, we'll compact what we already put down. But the next couple times we mow this, we might be making some hay. But at the rate we're going through the hay, probably won't be. I might be making silage all year long. So this one little spot right here. It's nice to see all the comments coming in, how people remember playing on this map back when it came out, when FS17 came out, and how many people did enjoy the map. I will say this is like one of the base game maps I really did enjoy playing on. I also like Bjornholm in 15. I did like that map very well also. But I think maybe it's the modders are to blame for the base game maps. We played on a lot of modded maps throughout the years, and they've done such a great job on the maps themselves, and then when the base games come out with the maps they create, I don't know, maybe it's the detail or something, just doesn't match my style. Although we'll see later on this year, sometime in the winter months of 2023, I do believe we got another map coming out from Giant, so we'll see what that's going to be all about. And I think it's going to have maybe carrots as a crop type. It's been a while since I read that post. It's been months and months, but I think it's going to be carrots. They don't really say it, but the way it looks like a carrot. And I kind of forgot the name of the map. I could even take a guess at it right now, but we'll see what they come up with later in the year. Yeah, this was definitely the better option for us, I think, this time around with the grass field this year. So instead of leasing a baler, a bale wrapper, and a baling trailer, I think it's just better off just to go with a forage wagon, pick it up, drop it off, compact it, cover it on up, and we'll sell it when we want to. Now the only thing is going to happen is, next time I cut this grass, I can't put the grass I cut into that bunker because there'll be silage into it. So you can't mix the chaff with the silage, compact it again, and cover it back up and let it ferment again. So either I'll have to move the silage out that's in the bunker and then put the new grass in if I go the same route. I got a few months to make up my mind what to do there, I guess. Yeah, and as for mowers, I think a couple of people did mention that the mower that I used last episode to cut this grass, yeah, it's not bad, but it leaves so many swaths behind. Definitely getting a butterfly mower setup would be nice. Just the issue is we don't actually have a tractor that can manage it right now. The Massey might be able to handle it somewhat. If I were to go downhill with it, it might be able to. A butterfly mower on the back and, of course, a mower on the front. A butterfly mower usually, needs about 160 or so horsepower, and the front usually is like 60 horsepower. And I think we can put 200 horsepower on the Massey. So, yeah, we are definitely pushing its limits. Compacting as we put more chaff in here. I didn't see how many, was this like a 24,000 liter capacity? So we might have maybe 250,000 liters by the time we get done. Am I going to have 10 loads worth of chaff in there. That was only my third load, so no, probably not. Probably closer to like 170,000 liters we'll get. Going to do the old trick of when you bring your last load into a silo bunker, you keep the grass in there and use the weight to help you compact the grass you've already dropped off in the silo bunker, just to compact it a little bit quicker. And you can do that until you get stuck, and then you may want to unload the grass somehow, get yourself unstuck. We've all been there. How do you not get stuck in a silo bunker, honestly? Yeah, I think my first guess of 250,000 liters would have been extremely great off a small field like this. Then I said about what, 170? I'm hoping I'm close on that. Haven't checked yet, but it seems like with the amount of loads I brought there, we should be close. Looks like I'm going to leave just a little bit left on the field. So let's go ahead and we'll compact the grass that we already put into the bunker. With the weight and the amount of wheels we got, shouldn't take that long. Get up some good speed here, and this is why I like a drive-through. Yeah, we got 138,000 plus the 23 in here, so that's like 161. Yeah, so we're going to be just shy of 170,000, so that's not too bad. I do love drive-through bunkers for this reason. You have to, you know, you don't have to drive forward, stop, back up, and backing up with a loaded trailer in a silo bunker. Not my best skill that I have, if I have any good skills at all. Now, oddly enough, I did have a quick look at the used section before I started recording. And there actually is a one of those tractors, I guess, that level and compact silage in a bunker. I thought about it for a second. It's like, I think we'll just pass on it for now. I'll show it to you just a second once we get this somewhat compacted. As we're already halfway there. So right now, my idea of picking up the silage in here, we'll use a belt system. Probably use Stevie's belt, because Stevie's belt, we don't have to use the other belt to pick it up, the smaller belt. And then, of course, let's load it to a trailer. I wonder if the silo back at the farm, I wonder if that's a multi-fruit silo. Now, obviously, back in FS17, it wasn't. But I wonder if the modder made that a multi-fruit silo. I'm going to guess... Well, maybe they did, because they did put the clover and alfalfa on the map. I may just do a quick test with this forage wagon that I got. What I could do is I could edit in some silage into the forage wagon, go up to the farm, and just see if it'll accept silage. I'm not going to put any in there, but it'll tell me if it can dump it in there or not. And that way I can plan out... I mean, if that's the case, if it can do that, then we can take the silage out of this bunker once it ferments, and then we can sell it in the winter. And that'll empty out the bunker, of course, and then next time we cut the grass, we can keep on doing what we're doing. All right, we are pretty much fully compacted until I do this, which is unload. That tree may have to go. That keeps circling around. It's not really in the way, but it can be somewhat in the way. Try to keep the chaff a little bit further away from the edge. That way when I keep on compacting it, it doesn't spill outside the bunker. But that is one huge bunker. That can hold a lot of material. I mean, we don't have that much in there, but it's not a little amount either. I mean, we're at 170,000 liters and I barely got the floor covered. All right, 92%. So probably like 3 passes and we'll be all set. Actually, just one more pass should do it. Actually, you know what? Leaving that tree there kind of gives me a nice little circle pattern in a way. So yeah, we got 165,666. I swear that 666 comes up no matter what I do. Hinterland, doesn't matter what map, that number is always at the end. If you don't know what the reference of 666 is, yeah, Google that and you'll find out. Tarp, what color tarp do we want? I kind of forgot how to do that. Change silo cover. Let's see here. We can do white, we can do green, we can do light green, we can do black. Let's do light green. It looks like we got nothing in here, honestly. So I don't know if this is going to take 3 months or 1 month. The reason why I say that, every time I wrap bales, it takes 3 months. Now, the last time I compacted silage like this was on no man's land, I believe. It only took 1 month to ferment. So that could be ready next month or 3 months from now. I'm not too sure. Technically, I am done with the forage wagon. Let's see, can I empty out... no, it's trying to empty out absolutely nothing. I was trying to see if I can empty out the silage additive, and it does not do so. So before we return this forage wagon, I want to head up to the farm. I should be able to use Easy Developer mod and just throw in some silage in here. And I want to see if that will go into the silo. Alright, so here we are. Like I said, I'm not actually putting the silage in there. I just want to see if it will accept it. Oh, silage right there. Let's go ahead and fill it on up. Great mod that is. And no, it will not take silage. I am on the forage wagon, right? So I could unload if I wanted to. Yeah, so this silo does not take silage. Alright, easy enough. Let's empty that out. Because I don't want to accidentally get paid for silage when I return this, if that is a thing. Forage wagons, yep, we can return that. Alright, that leaves a sprayer. Now, the one thing I almost forgot about, I thought about on the way back to the farm, actually, and I keep hitting the wrong buttons like always. I think the sheep need water? Yes, they could use some water for sure. And while I'm checking, the chickens are fine. The sheep, food-wise, are fine. But they do need some water. The John Deere, I think we're done with for now. Oh yeah, and I kind of guessed wrong when there was a comment about removing one of the sheds. And I thought they meant this shed. They said I thought they said the shed in the back. I thought they were kind of like talking about this one, but they were talking about that one over there, I do believe now. You know, where that shed's placed, I think it's placed in a good spot. It's not... I don't think expanding over there is something I plan on doing. And really, we've bought a lot of fields here already, so I don't think removing that shed and maybe expanding a field there is really necessary at this point. Not saying I will or will not do it. I mean, it's an idea, just something I don't think we need to do currently. Alright, so since we got the fertilizer on the back of the Massey Ferguson, and we do got narrow tires on here, which is not important for the grass field, but it will be important in just a moment when we start spraying for weeds. Let me turn this on here, and we'll get our grass field nice and fertilized. I said it wasn't important to do today, but since it's already on the tractor and we're here, let's go ahead and spread it on down. Probably could use some lime at this point. But we can do that maybe next episode. I want to get our score, environmental score, up a little bit more so we get more percentage of a sale when we sell. Although I don't plan on selling anything anytime soon. But I think just by doing the weeds in all the fields, we'll get our score up maybe in the low 70s, possibly. Oh yeah, and someone also said with the Kubota spreader that we got, because I mentioned that on East Violin, there didn't seem to be any weight to it. And I guess the comment is the standard size, which we have, has the weight to it. But if I were to upgrade it to the 10,000, it eliminates the weight. Which makes sense, because on East Violin I had a 10,000 liter capacity. And the John Deere 710 was like, yeah, I can handle that, even though the spreader looked 20 times bigger than the tractor itself. Let me make sure I put that back on the widespread. All right, let's go ahead and put the spreader away. And we'll know about the silage later on, if it's going to ferment in 1 month or 3. Just by how fast it... the process goes. Alright, so there's going to be some fields that we spray for weeds where I just kind of go in the field for a second spray just so it scores it that I sprayed it for weeds. Like the grass field, I just need to quickly just, you know, activate the sprayer and we're good. But of course, fields like this one right here to our left, that's got weeds in it. I really wish I could edit the streets in itself and make it like an off-ramp right there. Starting to leave some stuff at the store. Seed, fertilizer, silage additive, and soon herbicide. I don't know. We'll probably take the whole thing of herbicide. Just gotta buy one. Are we close enough to fill? Not close enough to fill. Is that close enough to fill? There we go. Oh yeah, so I was going to mention in the store sale page, hopefully it's still there, Litwolf AgriPower. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Levelers are used to move chaff and silage and level the heaps in the soils. Okay, so it doesn't really say compact. How heavy is it? Yeah, it doesn't weigh that much either, so that probably wouldn't compact the grass, chaff, whatever you got in the side of the bunker that well. The heavier and the more wheels you got, the faster you're going to compact your chaff in the side of the bunker. Yeehaw! Ooh, almost tipped over. Okay, so let's go ahead and unfold that. So, like I said, I think we're at 59. Yeah, 59 overall. So we got to do all our fields, spray for weeds, even though, like all the fields back at the farm, these 3 fields here, they don't have weeds into them. I just got to go in there briefly and touch it off. But if we look at the weed... No, I'm on the wrong page category. We got to go to here and weeds. Yeah, so no weeds here. No weeds currently in these fields either. Yeah, technically the only field with weeds into it is this one right here. Actually, all these fields are showing completely covered in weeds. Okay, never mind. Anyways, yeah, we're 59%. So you can see, even though I'm turning it on with a See and Spot sprayer, I'm not actually using any herbicide because there's no weeds there. It's only going to spray where it needs to. And I kind of goofed up when I leased this because I did not get the widest working width. Oh well. That's my bad. I goof up every episode lately, it seems like. I can't do every episode without goofing up somewhere somehow. My mind's probably in a million places at once and just overthinking some things. I have no idea. So far, as you can see, on the herbicide, we don't hardly use any at all if you're new to precision farming. Although if you've been following me long enough on this channel, then you know well enough how precision farming goes, because I do it just about on every map. I know some people don't like precision farming. To me, I mean, you're still doing the same work, in a sense, maybe even less work in some cases. And it's always nice to get that environmental score bonus when you go to sell stuff. I don't know if that may be a real thing in some areas where the government will give farmers, you know, some kickback money if they do farming a certain way. Not sure if that's true or not. I'm not a farmer myself. So I don't know if Giants decided to, when they added precision farming, to give us a bonus score to get some extra cash, an incentive maybe. So not only with precision farming do you use less material like herbicide, fertilizer, lime, so you save yourself money there. When you go sell stuff, of course, you can get up to a 15% bonus when you sell. So it's like a win-win for your farm. And I always try to do it to get the fields up as close as I can to 100%. That's why we use direct drills and we do things a certain way. So we get all of the fields sprayed here today, and of course I have to make sure the sheep get their water. Don't want to forget that. Although this is not hinterland, so I don't have the mod activated, so if they run out of food or water, the animals are not going to die on us. But once we get done spraying all the weeds in all the fields, we'll have to see how much better our score is. So at a score of 59, we got ourselves a 3% bonus when we sell. I'm hoping to get up in the low 70s, so maybe we'll get up to like 6 or 7% when we sell items. Yeah, the only thing I wish I did now is I upgraded to the wider working width. But that's fine. The fields are not extremely big. I got the rest of the afternoon to get this done. And of course, you won't watch me do every square inch of every field. But let me get this field done. Then we're going to go over to the field I haven't been to yet that we purchased, which is the sunflower field. We'll spray that one if it needs it or not. Just at least go into the field. We'll see how many weeds are actually there. If it's like this field, then of course I'll have to do the whole field. We got narrow tires on, so we shouldn't destroy any crops. So I'll see you in, well, for you it's going to be a second. Now it's very easy to see where the weeds were in this field. And I'm only going to be able to use about 150 liters of herbicide in this field with a see and spot sprayer. So definitely save myself on herbicide with that. Of course, you do pay up front quite a bit for the sensors on the sprayer to be able to do this. But you play long enough on the map and you are going to do spraying weeds every year, you'll save yourself money in the long run by a long distance. Alright, so that's 2 fields done. Now I got to find my way over to the sunflower field. And I haven't been on this part of the map myself in a long time. I'm going to see if I can get there without looking at the map. I mean, if I just stick to the fields always to the left, try to go in that general direction, we are good. So we'll scoot across here in front of that car and create ourselves a traffic jam. I was not expecting that. Go ahead, you're fine. Now you're fine. You may have a dent in your left front fender from my Massey Ferguson, but overall you're good. I think we'll go this way. Wait, is this the field right here? That looks like, yes, that is the field right there. Alright, so it's closer than I thought it was. Yep, this field looks like it's loaded with weeds. Welcome to the town of Maplefield, established 1894, elevation 3,600 feet. A little bit harder to see the weeds in this field. So, if I remember correctly, FS17 is when weeds were implemented, but if I also remember correctly, they really didn't do anything. It didn't really hurt your not precision farming. So I don't think precision farming came around until 19, maybe. Yeah, I think that was the 19. But I don't think the weeds actually affected your field at all. Maybe when you harvested, I think it was like a negative 5 or 10% on the yield. Yeah, it's really hard to see the weeds in this field. If I bring up the map, does that show me the weeds? No, it does not. So that little map will show me fertilizer and lime, but it will not show me for weeds. Okay. So all the fields that you're seeing there, for a second I had to remember, why are some fields lit up and other ones aren't? That is showing me the yield on the fields. Those are the ones that we have harvested so far. So the grass field, and then of course last year we did the oats. We did oats next to that grass field. It took me a second to remember that. And then of course up by the farm, we did wheat in those fields. And the yield looks kind of bad in two of the fields because, well, they really haven't been harvested yet after we've gotten the precision farming scoring on up. And the grass field, you can see, is looking alright. So let's see, after this field here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 fields to do that will have weeds into them, and then the 3 fields at the farm are not. So, we got a little bit of weeding to do. So I thought I had one more full field of weeds to do up here by the sheep, but there are no weeds here. These fields here, down here, I think the farmers planted weeds with crop. That's why everything is completely brown. I mean, the fields were completely brown. I mean, not brown, but they're full of weeds, were. Unlike this field over here, we can see where the weeds were growing. It was spotty, but the fields that we bought and didn't really take care of this year, it was like all weeds. This field up here has no weeds into it, so I just have to spray quickly, which I have done. I'm down to 223 liters of herbicide in the tank. I thought I was going to go back to the store and get the rest of the container, but we're good. We are fine. The one thing I want to try, I want to bring this, when I bring this back to the store, is I want to see if I can customize the sprayer after you lease it. Of course, you can customize it in the store before you lease it, but can you customize it after you lease it? And I mean, you got the item leased. Can you go back in and customize it? Because I was thinking about going back to the store and making the bigger boom on here, so the job would have been a little bit quicker. Wasn't too bad, honestly. It took a while, but we are done. So now what I got to do is I just got to go into our fields quickly and just spray for a second. That should be long enough. That's just to check off the field that we did the see and spot weed spraying in there. And the reason why there's no weeds in these fields here is because we plowed the fields. So we won't get no weeds for a year. I should be able to sneak between these trees up here. Alright, so we were at 59 for our environmental score. Now that all the fields have been weed sprayed, what are we at now? 74. So we were at a, what, 3% bonus, and now we're at a 7% bonus. That's working rather well for us. Scores are looking a little bit better everywhere. Of course, our grass field's the best because we've been maintaining that the best. And all the other fields will get so much better once we get a couple of harvests into them. But now we can go back to the store. I want to see if I can customize this. Just for future reference. I'm going to guess that I can't. Or maybe, I don't know. I'm guessing that we can't, but we'll see. But then we got to grab ourselves a water tanker to give the sheep some water. And we are done for April. Now, first thing I want to do is I'm going to grab the rest of the herbicide and put it into here, and that way when I unload, I'm only have one container. Because if I unload what I got now, then I'll have two. So try to reduce the clutter that I have around here. You don't have access to this land. Okay. I think I was able to unload the lime that's there. Let me come here first, and should be in the trigger. Can I customize? No, you can't customize once you have leased an item. What I'm going to do is just drive across here. And can I drop it off here? Apparently not. I'll find some place I can drop this off. I mean, for 425 liters, maybe I should just return it at this point, but it's 425 liters. There we go. Now we're all set. Alright, let's go back to the store, return this, lease a water tanker for a couple minutes. And we'll get water from the, I think it's a lake actually. Is it a lake that we got it from? I think so. Rather than the water trough that's up there, because we'll have to pay for the water if we do so. I'd rather get it for free. Alright, we'll pretend this is where we return things when I do come back. And return. Yes. Anything else? No, nothing else is popping up here. That'll go here. And then animals will be fine. And we will... 6,000 liters. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll lease that for $400. And that should be enough for the sheep in one load, maybe? Head on down Main Street. Never noticed that little dirt path going through there. See if I can remember where I went down. There was like a little bit of a cliff. Was it here? I would say here is better than any. Not close enough to the water, but then it was a terrible backing up job for sure. I should be more down this side. The shorter the trailer, the quicker it turns on you when you back up. It might be over there. There might be... No, actually I don't think so. For a second there I thought I saw a little bit of a path going down. Yeah, I don't think I'll be going down there. Well, I could go down. I may not get back up. Yeah, they still got plenty of grass bales up here. You guys going to take all of this water? That's all you needed? Alright. And then we'll do this the easy way, which is return this. I don't need it for anything else. And that gets us done for the month of April. Guess we'll go around this way, back to the farm. We'll park up the Massey Ferguson. Let me speed up some time here. So all the fields are fertilized to roughly where they should be. They've all been weeded. Check for some trains here. Don't see any, don't hear any. Check for traffic that way, and then up over the hill. Alright, that time is good. 6 o'clock in the afternoon, or early evening, depending on how you see it. Yeah, that shed I think we will keep there for now, because I think in the future we could have a lot of farming equipment. So I don't want to sell a shed and then put another one down almost in the same exact spot. I know it may sound kind of weird because we got like a lot of sheds and a lot of open spaces right now, but in the future that could change. So after some hours pass, anything else new in the store? No. And the other thing I want to check on is, let's jump on down here to the cow barn. Come over to here. 25%. Has it even been... Has it only been 6 hours? I think it's only been 6 hours, so this may be fermented by tomorrow. Well, there's one way to find out. Like I said, we have nothing else to do. So let's go ahead and find the sleep trigger here. And yeah, we should be all set. Let's go to the month of May. And we will see what that silage is at. Not that I've been rushed to sell it or anything, but I'm just kind of curious, does it take 1 month to ferment in a silo bunker? Just keep spinning around until I find it. 84%. So it's 1 month to ferment in a silo bunker, but 3 months to ferment if you wrap it. Okay. Duly noted. And what's for sale in the store? Well, that wheel loader is still sitting there. It's tempting. And yeah, so nothing else that we're looking for. So it is May. I don't think we really got anything to do. I mean, I guess I could. I guess the lime's not that bad in this field after all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we got any work to do in the fields whatsoever. I mean, the animals should be fine. So I'll have to think about if I want to do anything in the month of May or just move on to when it's time for harvest, which could be, on this map, is it going to be June? No, earliest we can harvest is July. So it could be July next episode. Who knows? And then I got to figure out what to do and want to do with this. Well, that'll be silage, because the sheep are still going through those bales up there, and we got all these hay bales here. So we will have straw, but I don't have any way to make TMR, and I don't want to keep leasing a mixer to keep feeding cattle. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this silage here. Tricky. Maybe I'll think of something. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Goldcrest Valley. But until then, have a good one.